it's Birdman for Birdman on the Mountain. Here we are with another community shout hanging out, Birdman Media Studios. I want to say hello to all the viewers out there on Cholo TV, on White Mountain Independent Television, and then also the Birdman Media Network, as well as the podcast listeners. I want to mention an affiliate sponsor this week is Rider Fitness. You want to check them out. So Rider, so talk to them over there. They're really cool. They got a little studio set up. It's one-on-one personal fitness training. So go check them out. Rider Fitness. You can find them on Facebook and just do the search. You know, there's a logo. So today we're going to kick things off. We got quite a bunch of people lined up in the studio, and let's chat a little bit. I got to turn off a graphic first, but we've got with us the Native Women's Scholar Incorporated. Yes, and I've got with me Marty and Dawn. Dawn, I guess you're the treasurer, right?
I am, and Marty's the president.
And Marty's the president. She's in charge, and you got all the money. So who's really in charge there?
Well, let's put it this way. I write the checks.
You write the checks, yeah. I always think the person with the money's the one in charge. But anyways, you've been in before, Marty, and talked about some things, and we've got this beautiful... you said long-haired kachina? Is that what it's called?
It's called a long-haired kachina. It's by a Hopi artist. The value is $500. It's part of our silent auction.
Oh, it's one of your silent auction items.
And it was
It's very
donated
beautiful.
by Mountain Pond.
Okay, very cool. So tell me, what are we talking about today?
Well, first of all, I'd like to tell everyone that we have a $5,000 challenge by an anonymous donor. She will donate $5,000 if we come up with new donations of $5,000.
Okay, so matching. She'll match up to $5,000.
Yes.
Very good.
We depend on donations and on our one big event called An Evening of Apache Culture to make our money. Now, later on in the further podcast, one of our board members will be talking about some events leading up to June 8th. That's our Evening of Apache Culture. But before June 8th, there's a basketball game, a program for about Apache Scouts, and a concert featuring 3 Apache bands.
Very cool.
That'll happen before June 8th, and he will be on a future podcast to talk about it.
Okay.
But we have, this year, T-shirts designed by a scholar who's graduating this Saturday from the American Institute, or the Institute of American Indian Art in Santa Fe. We're really excited about the T-shirts. We'll be selling these at all the events. We've got a wonderful raffle of 26 items, the children's activities. This is a children's activity.
Oh, very cool.
One of the loveliers. We have corn husk doll making and weaving for the children. Local businesses have been very, very generous about giving us certificates that we put into baskets and also offered as other items for the raffle. We have 26 raffle items and counting. We have a silent auction. And in this silent auction, we're offering tickets for a Diamondbacks game plus parking. And we have a painting done by an award-winning artist who's always having a booth at the Gathering Place in Pinetop. And this painting is done by Larry Ashke, and it's valued at $800.
Very cool.
And not just things, but we have historical tour by Anthony Cooley of the reservation offered in the auction, and also an archaeological tour.
Very cool. Awesome. What else you got? Oh,
Well, I'm
more
going to
stuff.
let Dawn talk about more.
Well, as she said, Native Women's Scholars Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It was incorporated in 2013 by Marty and her husband, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
The first scholarship was $4,000. Since then, through this spring, we've given out over $137,000 in scholarships.
Wow.
We had 29 scholars, 28 local, 1 Navajo. 2017, we had 4 graduates. 2018, we had 4 graduates. 2019, we had 3 graduates. Had 2 graduates summa cum laude, 1 graduate magna cum laude, and some of the awards they've won: President's List, Dean's List, Miss Native American U of A, Sun Devil of the Week, Native Student Affairs, Outstanding Undergraduate, President Alpha Phi Omega, First Native American Sorority for Native Women.
Wow.
And we have graduates employed, 2 at Johns Hopkins Center of the American Indian Health in White River School District, Rainbow Treatment Center in White River, the Haven Nursing Center, Blue Ridge School District, Salt River School District, and Chandler School District. And these women are all just phenomenal.
Wow. So anybody that thinks that little bits, because these are all little donations really, they end up to become big things, right?
Right. They have to have other scholarships plus ours.
Well, yeah, of course. But, I mean, $100 and some thousand you said there? $137,000 doesn't come, it comes from little donations. Those all add up. And so don't think that when you make a $20 donation or you make a $10 donation that it doesn't make a difference.
A dollar counts.
Yeah, every single dollar counts. Awesome. Anything else?
Well, our raffle tickets are selling 5 for $10.
There you go, $5.
There's a small amount that does a lot of good. And we have a lot of good things that could be won.
Very good. So make sure you're checking out their website. We'll give the link down below. Marty, appreciate your time. Dawn, appreciate your time. And we'll see you again here soon.
Appreciate you doing this for us.
Thank you.
Okay, still hanging out here in the studio, and like I said, they're packing in. We've got with us now, I've got Dr. Wright, correct?
Yes, nice to
versus
meet you.
Dr. Wrong. That'd be just bad, wouldn't it? But is it R-I-G-H-T?
WR.
W-R-I-G-H-T. Okay, well, I got to forget the W. And we've got Kate, but you're here as a parent.
I am. I'm here as a parent with kids at the Blue Ridge Unified School District.
So Blue Ridge Unified School District, I think everybody knows what that is. It's, we've got the big two up here, and then we've got all the other ones as well. A lot of school districts up here. You've got something going on, and some people are a little confused by it. You're asking for an override, right?
We're considering that.
You're considering, okay.
Yeah, the question hasn't gone to the board yet, but we are considering asking to continue the existing override that's in place.
Okay. Explain to me an override, first of all, versus a new tax. Let's put it that way.
Overrides are funds that make up the gap that exists between the funding the state provides and what's needed just to provide basic services. Communities have an opportunity to sponsor or pass an override. And so we have had an override in place, in my understanding, since 2001, and the current override was passed in 2014. So we're not asking for anything new, we just want to continue what's already in place. We're not asking to increase the tax rate or anything, just continue what's in place.
Okay, continue what's going on. Now, talk to me a little bit about some of the things that are provided from that, because you said it's some different services, but what are they specifically?
Namely, about 27 teaching positions. Since 2008, Arizona Public Schools have suffered significant cuts to their funding. Despite recent efforts of the governor and others, we're still underfunded. And so that gap continues to grow. An example of some things that are out of our control that occurs that are unfunded would be Proposition 206, minimum wage. And so that would increase our cost about $250,000 a year. As of January 1, it's already increased about $164,000 a year, but those are unfunded. It's just so our fixed costs continue to go up.
Right.
Liability insurance and medical insurance continue to increase, and we're not receiving any additional funds, so that gap keeps growing.
Yeah, and so people understand, because you get into this, everybody wants to go, but they deserve more money to work hourly, and they don't understand that the hourly wage affects way more than just hourly wage. It affects what you got to put into retirement. It affects what you got to put into insurance costs. Insurance goes up because indirectly its costs go up. So it's like just raising that one little thing you think would make things better. It actually creates this domino effect that creates more cost for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not an economist, but I do know that our fixed costs have increased, and that with those increases, we don't have the ability to raise tuition like a private school would, or to raise additional money. So the override is essential just to provide the basic resources. And so in this case, we've reduced every department, including administration, since 2015 pretty substantially, by about $467,000. Even so, there's still a significant gap that occurs. And so with Proposition 206, increased costs just for doing business, there's that gap has grown. And so the only place to go now are teachers. Well, I don't think anybody would argue our classrooms are too small, teacher to student ratio.
Right.
And so the only place to go is teachers. So every year that went by, it would cost us significantly in terms of higher classroom sizes. We'd have to suffer that. I don't think anybody wants to do that.
Now, just in the news recently, they're talking about in the Valley. Obviously, we don't have this issue here, but they've got something like 900 and some students per every counselor. So it's nice that we're in a rural area because we don't end up with that big of a disparity between of communications. But it's still starting to become sort of an issue because teachers are obviously got to be the primary position that you got to support. counselors in that or in that realm of things that get affected, right?
That is true. I mean, even at Blue Ridge Elementary, we have 1,150 students. We don't have a counselor.
Well, there's no counselor.
Oh, wow.
There's none.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's 0 to 1,100.
Oh, wow.
So we're in
Okay.
the same.
Sorry.
It's okay. At the high school, we have 2 counselors, and it's about 1 to 400 is the ratio there.
Right, right.
And at the junior high, 1 to 375. But and I think it depends on your population too. We have about a third of our students that are at or below poverty level, local kids.
Yeah.
And local kids that live in those conditions require more support.
They do. Now, also, there's heightened security has become an issue. We've got, that's sort of like at the forefront of a lot of people's discussion. And I think it's hyped because of how interactive we are in social media and the news media and how, just the news media alone. I mean, I used to see like 1 or 2 channels when I was a kid. Now you can get 5, 6, 7 different news sources, and they all seem to hype the same thing. That does create some more financial burden, doesn't it?
It does. Right now, we pay about fixed costs about $60,000 a year for a armed security guard. We've entered into agreement with the town of Pinetop, Lakeside. We're going to hire an SRO, school resource officer. Mm-hmm. Our portion will be about $50,000. That's not funded by the state presently. And then just the other training and the diligence that's required in the planning, I would say conservatively 15 to 20% of my time is dedicated to safety, if I would to annualize that, at
Right.
least 15%.
Okay. So you're not asking for more,
No, sir.
just asking for the
Continue
continued
what's in
support
place.
that was already in place, so there's
Yes,
no
sir.
increase in taxes or anything like that.
That's correct.
Correct, and it would go directly to the maintenance and operations budget. So this is not for capital improvements, it's not for landscaping, it's not for building maintenance. This is specifically intended to support teaching positions,
Right.
people's jobs.
And I want to call out all the stuff you see going on in front of Blue Ridge High School.
Right.
That's all ADOT or the town, or it's
Town.
not.
It's
no, it's
not
not Blue
the
Ridge.
school.
It is not.
Spending money on flowers and stuff.
That's
so
right.
No.
that's not those. Yeah, yeah. Just so people know, because
That's-
every so often I'll get something like, well, but they. Come on.
Right.
Okay, awesome. Anything else that you can think of?
I just wanted to express appreciation for the community in general. We have an amazing little town here, and the parents and kids that are here are good people. Our kids, and especially the children that we have that are living at or below poverty level, they deserve our help and they need our help.
Yeah.
And so I think if people understood really what the question is, it's going to be just to continue what's in place. We're not trying to enhance administration positions or salaries or even teacher salaries at this point. Just trying to maintain what we have.
And there's a lot of people, believe it or not, that live in Shola that still support Blue Ridge High Schools
Correct.
and Blue Ridge schools because the school district line goes way further down than you might think.
It does.
So,
That's correct.
It
so
does.
be aware of that and understand that it all helps. Kids are our future.
That's right.
They are the future of our security and stability.
That's
so,
right.
For
Awesome.
sure.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks,
your time.
Rod.
Take care. Pleasure.
Okay, rolling right along. Here we are, hanging out still. And now I've got with me, after she gets back into position, checking her purse, Linda Bond with Ballet White Mountains. How are you?
Oh, very good.
Good. You're busy. You're way too busy.
Yes.
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 Okay.
We've got-
And of course, we got Joseph. And then this new girl in the middle. Her name is Natalie Beckman. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you today?
I'm doing good. So we've been hearing about you. Haven't met you yet.
Oh,
But
good.
Linda, give the introduction here. So
This young lady has graduated with acting and theater, and so she came to us delighted that she did.
Yeah.
Because there is no acting class, a continuous acting class
Right.
on the mountain. So with her talent, we're excited to have her on our staff.
okay. So talk to me a little bit about acting and why somebody would want to take an acting class.
Well, so the acting class I'm looking to do is going to be mainly focused on high school students and junior high students. So when you're in high school, you have a lot of ambitions and you have a lot of projects that you have to do, right? And a lot of times with those projects, you have to make big speeches. While you're also in high school, you also have high school musicals that you do or plays that you do. And it's really all about your stage presence and your voice and how you use that, your different inflections. And there are, I'm sure, Teresa Dick does an incredible acting class at Blue Ridge, but as far as I know, there is no just continuous class that these kids can
Right.
just keep taking and learn different things. And so that's kind of what I would like to offer is not only acting skills for the ones that have a passion for it and would like to maybe pursue a career, go to college for it, but also to, give those students that maybe want to run for student class president,
Right.
or they have a big presentation that they would like to do really well and get an A on. That stage presence helps them, and it helps to build confidence in yourself and know your own body and
you
everything,
go.
and that confidence is really important.
Yeah, the confidence and the skill set that comes from being able to talk in front of people
Absolutely,
alone is probably the biggest benefit, right?
Yes, absolutely. That and just knowing your own body. When you take acting classes and dance classes as well, you learn who you are and you learn your body language. And so that's also something that's very important for young students to learn as they grow older. That's a very hard thing to know when you're a teenager. And so getting to learn that is a very powerful skill that I think they would benefit from in the long run.
Very good. Awesome. So is it going to be strict acting, or is it you're going to do anything with improvisation or anything like that?
Sure, totally. So what I'm looking to do is have them do warm-ups every day. This is going to be a summer course for 5 weeks starting June 10th, in case anybody is interested. And what I'm looking to do is start every class with some sort of warm-up. So a physical warm-up, a vocal warm-up, and as well as an improvisational warm-up, because improv is very important in the theater world. You have to know that if you are not going to remember your line, you're gonna have to have an improvisation and have a dialogue with your scene partner, or if you're doing a monologue with yourself, and learning to pick up where you left off. But that improvisation is a tool. It's an important tool for actors to have. So
Right.
yes, definitely going to try and teach them that.
It's kind of funny because improvisation is actually my way to keep my kids from fighting in the back seat, because
Yes,
the
totally,
first rule of
absolutely.
improvisation is you have to answer all questions with yes. So they can't argue with each other, because no always leads to the argument. And they have to, and I'm like, so what's the first rule, girls? Yes. It's always, or they always go, can't say no. And I'm like, no, that's not the rule. You got to go the positive side of it. So,
Yes, totally.
yeah, it does. It teaches positivity. It teaches progress. It teaches all of these kind of things.
Absolutely, yeah.
So your age group's going to be
Middle school to high school.
middle school to high school. Okay, there was an
And
age
it's gonna
before.
be starting. I have to interject here.
Go
just
for it, yeah.
The fact that we've pulled your talents in to the dancers as well.
Awesome.
Because when you dance, you still express yourself. And to develop that more, and to do some of the quirks that we've got with the Broadway show,
Very good.
she's been a real benefit to us.
Awesome.
Well, thanks, Linda.
Well, we're excited, and I can tell you, I already got a daughter that will be signing up. So
Wonderful.
yes.
I'm so excited.
Because that's her thing. Is she's not really into sports. She doesn't excel, but the one thing she does is she's always ends up being the lead at her school plays and things like
That's
that, and has
fantastic,
been
yes.
since early on. So
Well, and that was my passion too. That it really is a passionate thing that you have, and I get just so excited and giddy to see young men and women just thriving in that environment and wanting to do it and getting excited about it. It makes me more excited to teach them and share this passion that I have with them. So
awesome. Well, thank you for your time today, Natalie. Anything else?
these two,
Yeah.
I think, a
Well,
couple things.
before we get off, we wanted to thank our sponsors.
Yes.
These are foundation sponsors: Joy's Furniture, Audiology Inc. in Sholo, Robert Pico State Farm in Pinetop,
You
and
betcha.
also Summit Healthcare.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Make sure you go see those folks, because they're the ones that help. It's White Mountains, much more than just dance.
Man, we're extended.
And extended.
Yes, because I actually started teaching when I was in Germany, so I'll be teaching in Germany again.
Very good.
On a vacation in a couple weeks.
With das gut. Yeah.
So das ist sehr gut.
Very good.
It's going to be great
And
to
we've
see
got
the
a
kids.
performance. Remind people that we've got a performance this
This
Saturday.
weekend.
This
the
Saturday.
18th.
This Saturday 18th.
2 o'clock
2
and
and 7.
7 o'clock.
2 and 7. Thank
at
you very much.
Sholo Auditorium.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, normally this is where I say thanks for watching. This is this week's Community Shout, but no, it's the end of part 1. There's actually going to be a part 2, so make sure you check that out as well. A lot of guests. Hey, it's the summertime coming, so we've got a lot of events, activities, and stuff going on. Make sure you check it out. And as I always say, if I don't catch you around town, I'll catch you right here on the web.